Well, as we have learned, domestic violence calls can be among the most dangerous assignments for an officer.
But advocates say there might be fewer of those calls if battered spouses had more alternatives for escape. Our TV6 reporter Norm Cox looks at the adequacy of those services here in central Indiana.
Advocates say services for victims of domestic violence in central Indiana are good. There just aren't enough of them.
Good afternoon, Coburn Place. How may I help you?
Coburn Place on the north side serves the needs of domestic violence victims for long-term housing. They're generally referred here from emergency shelters. Coburn Place has 35 apartments of varying sizes to serve women who are alone or with different numbers of children. But administrators freely admit it isn't enough.
We always have a wait list here at Coburn Place. Currently we have about 20 families waiting for one of our apartment units here. Emergency bed space is not enough. There's, it can be quite difficult to get into emergency shelter. But we have to have these vital services because people die because of domestic violence.
The Julian Center also provides for long-term housing needs, although it is shutting down its counseling services because of lack of funds. Susan Harrell is a domestic violence survivor who used to live at Coburn Place and now works here. She says Central Indiana has an amazing array of services, from group counseling to individual therapy to educational offerings to make women more employable. But she says it still isn't enough.
When you're talking about a woman who's in crisis, who's probably staying at a shelter, an emergency shelter, where they generally allow someone to stay for maybe 30 to 45 days, there's such a huge gap there, and there's such a tremendous need.
How important is it to have enough shelter beds? Advocates say that if victims can't find a place to live, they are much more likely to go back to their abusers and start the cycle of violence all over again. I'm Norman Cox, RTV6.
Cathari says people who want to help can donate directly to Coburn Place and other shelters and can support use of government funds to help them fulfill their mission.